Welcome to the NBA Picks Show on the LineStar YouTube channel. Alongside Tyler Wiemann, I'm Shannon Sommerville, and we've got your top NBA picks for tonight, plus our ladders. We are playing on Underdog, and if you don't have Underdog yet, download it. Use the promo code LineStar so you can get a nice deposit match, plus 1 free month of the LineStar app. Tyler, how you feeling on this Thursday? We got Game 5 tonight. The New York Knicks trying to extend the series against the Pacers. This one at MSG with the Knicks favored in this one. Any initial thoughts?
Oh, man. Hopefully we don't see a blowout like we did last night. I know the odds are not in my favor with this call, but I do think the Pacers are going to come out. I'm sorry, Shannon.
Yeah, I don't think the Knicks will go down without a fight, though. So I think this could be good for our player prop bets and also our ladders for tonight. In fact, this series has been great specifically for the ladders contest. So hopefully we can cash in on it. Either way it goes in this one. I am nervous about my Knicks for tonight.
It is worth noting that the line opened at 5.5 as Knicks favorites, and now it's down to 4.
Yep, that sounds about right. And maybe news after finding out that Zach Zarba is on the call for the refs, too. Knicks have not had a winning record with him as the head referee. It should be interesting to see how they call this one, because that's always an impact. But and I've, as you know, been under the rage bait algorithm on Instagram, where I'm just getting fed all these reels of missed calls throughout the Pacers Knicks series. Nonetheless, Game 5 tonight, and let's see if we can't pick out some winners. Last night, we sure didn't. Well, at least we did pick out some winners. Unfortunately, we didn't pair them correctly. We had Nickeil Alexander-Walker really let us down on our extender entry and then on the ladders. Otherwise, we were sitting pretty with SGA, Chet Holmgren. We had both of those in our ladders, but unfortunately, it takes all 3 players to make it to that third rung of the ladder, and we did not quite get there. Maybe tonight's the night for us, though, to cash that 25x. Again, the ladders contest on Underdog. But first, we're starting things out with the extender bonus, using that promo on Underdog and putting together an entry of 2-player picks for tonight. Do us a huge favor, like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment below. Here's what's going to happen. We're going to put 2 picks on an entry. If that cashes, one randomly selected commenter will win $20. So you got to be in it to win it. Again, like this video, be subscribed to the channel, and then comment below. You're in it to win it. It is that easy. Let's get into tonight's matchup, shall we? We actually have Karl-Anthony Towns on the injury report, listed as questionable with a knee injury. But listen, the Knicks are facing elimination tonight. There is no way Cat's not going to be out on the floor tonight. And really, this series we thought that this was a good spot for Cat to kind of dominate. And in this situation, you got to go with Cat here over 21.5 points. LineStar in the consensus with us to the over. And this is a line that Cat's cleared 3 of the 4 games versus the Pacers. 25, he had 20, 24, and 24 respectively. So, Tyler, I'm rolling with Cat tonight. Just feed him in the paint and let him go to work.
Yeah, I think the Knicks have really blown it, not just running the whole offense this series through Cat. They need him to be aggressive. They need him to get into the paint and just cause havoc. And
I do think he's not. There is the concern with this one that he's not fully healthy. Like you see him out there limping around all the time, and I do think he's dealing with something. In fact, his knees have been an issue, throughout the season, on and off. So wouldn't be surprised if that comes out later that he is dealing with this. Maybe somewhat more significant than maybe they're letting on really with this injury, and maybe that's why they haven't gone to him. I wouldn't be surprised if that comes out later. But for tonight, I mean, they're gonna just patch yourselves together for one more game, right? At the Garden tonight, get Cat the ball, get him in the
shoot
paint.
him up with whatever you need to.
Yeah, and really the Pacers just haven't had much of an answer for him, and I think that's the path to victory for them. On the flip side of things, another guy who's just dominated this series is Pascal Siakam. And I mean, the Pacers just really, felt like they're such a much more complete team with Pascal Siakam. And he's just been so lethal against the Knicks in this series. Over 29.5 points, rebounds, assists is what we're rolling with. And in fact, Siakam has put up 28, 47, 23, and 37. So he has been over that 2 of the 4 games versus the Knicks. And quite frankly, he's kind of torched the Knicks a little bit. Seems like on the flip side, the Knicks really haven't found a great answer to him. What are your thoughts?
Well, unfortunately, kind of everybody has torched the Knicks. They let up 130 points last game. And Siakam's definitely been leading the charge. I am 100% fine going back to that well. The upside's been there. So the one
Yes.
thing is that he's not getting, the rebounds as he generally does. But I really think there's only so long you can keep him off the boards and that he's probably due for a big rebound game.
All right. So those are our 2 that we're going to pair on an entry. Again, using that extender bonus. If you haven't taken advantage of that, please do, because you get a bonus for each game that the series is extended. So it started with a 40%, 50, 60, and it advances throughout the series. The longer the series is, the bigger the boost and the bigger the payout. So take advantage of that. Again, we're rolling with Cat and Siakam and putting that on an entry on Underdog. Remember to like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment below. You're in it to win it. If we go 2 for 2, one randomly selected commenter will win it $20. All right. Now it's time for our ladder situation. And I feel like this is a much better ladder situation in general. This game has been pretty conducive to some big, point outputs for various players, especially on the Pacers, I will admit. But for tonight, let's roll with Karl-Anthony Towns. We talked about how pivotal he is in tonight's game and how the Knicks basically have to trot him out there regardless of his injury status for tonight. And hopefully he doesn't get in any foul trouble. But Cat's ladder, 17, 22, 31 are the points that he needs to reach. And this is very doable for a guy who already put up 35 points, 20, 24, 24. So it seems like that's a one that he can easily clear the second rung, the third rung. He's done it before. I like his odds for tonight and gonna lay it all out there on the court tonight for the Knicks. So I don't mind rolling with Cat. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I just think they need to play through Cat. Maybe he is a little banged up, which, that could hurt it. And if he is, it's going to be a real tall task for the Knicks to win this game. But I would say go with your own judgment. If you think maybe he's a little banged up, then roll somebody else. But Cat's the guy that I liked the most coming into this series, and I still believe in the upside for him for this series. So we got to go Cat.
And kind of mirroring our extender picks, we're just going to go with Pascal Siakam, kind of doubling down on the 2 guys that we've already talked about here. So not much more to say about Siakam, but the ladder lines for him, 17, 21, and 30. So remember, we need all 3 players to surpass the third rung of the ladder for us to get the 25x payout, which is the max. The second rung, though, is a 3x payout on Underdog, so we'll settle for that, but hopefully we're going to get that third rung, and Siakam is a guy that has proven that he can get there. In fact, he had 30 points just last game and 39 in game 2 of this series, and Siakam has just been awesome. What an unbelievable trade the Pacers made for him. In fact, it's funny to see now OG, both former teammates at the Toronto Raptors, kind of going at it in this series. But Siakam has definitely made his presence known to the New York Knicks and has made them pay for some poor defense. So don't mind rolling with Siakam. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, just mirrors, exactly what we already said about him. He's in a good spot. They should be pushing the tempo once again, and Siakam is definitely a way to do that, especially with the Knicks trying to play a little bigger, going with Robinson and Cat.
All right, so Cat and Siakam, those anchoring our ladders. You could go a couple different directions here, depending on who you think is going to win this game. For me, I got to go with my New York Knicks here. So Jalen Brunson, he's going to put everything out there on the floor tonight. That's one thing we can count on with this Knicks team is they're gritty, they're tough, and they're going to lay it out on the court tonight, especially at home. Jalen Brunson has been unbelievable this playoffs run, so you got to kind of go back to him again tonight in this pivotal situation. 26, 31, 42. It's something we know he can do because he did it back in game 1 with 43 points. 36, 23, 31. This could be a game tonight, too, where we see some fireworks at the end of the game once again, kind of like what we have seen throughout this series. Wouldn't be surprised. And that is where Jalen Brunson thrives. The only thing is, of course, foul trouble in this one. I would watch for that one in this game, but hopefully he can stay out of foul trouble, stay on the floor, and put up some points for us to get that ladder. Any thoughts?
Yeah, I know you mentioned that you could go a different way, depending on how you think the game is going. Also, if you think Cat is hurt, you can go Brunson and then somebody else for Cat. But look, I don't think Jalen Brunson is going down without swinging. He has been 31 plus and 3 of 4. We know that 42 plus ability is there for him. And if Cat is at all hurt, he's really going to be swinging in my mind and trying to score as much as he possibly can. So I think that 25x rung is fully in play for Brunson, and that's why I like him.
Yeah. And one that I do want to mention, just because I feel like there is some positive regression in the works for Deuce McBride here. He's been on the floor quite a bit, and he just has shot the ball kind of poorly, but I feel like he's due for a little bit of regression, so I wouldn't mind going there for a ladder if he is someone that can get hot from the perimeter, so not a bad way to play this one, especially since his numbers are 4, 7, and 13, so very low, very doable. And for a guy that's actually been on the floor a good bit, he's been shooting just 33% this series. His season average is like 41% at home, so he is due for maybe a bounce back game. But I mean, for me in this scenario, you got to roll with the guys who got you there, right? Like Jalen Brunson, Cat, the reason they're in this situation in the first place. So I'm going to go there. Cat, Brunson, and Siakam on an entry on Underdog for our ladders lineup. Let us know what you are rolling with tonight. And if you've got any picks for us, are you going Knicks? Are you going Pacers to close it out tonight? Let us know in the comments. Good luck in all of your betting endeavors. Remember to bet responsibly. And check out Underdog. Again, use the promo code LineStar. Check that out. And also check out our props optimizer tool. Totally free. And it has a tab specifically for Underdog. So you can sort by what our projections are or, what the odds are in Vegas. Great tool. Props optimizer. Free wherever you get your apps. Good luck, everybody. We'll see you guys tomorrow.